Man, oh man, oh man.
Oh, man.
Hopefully this thing's going to go on. There we go. I think we're streaming.
Let's see.
We on? We on this thing?
Knock,
I don't know.
Knock, knock. We are.
We on?
Look.
Is this thing on? Ian, what's happening? Ruben, what's going on?
Hola, hola.
Hola.
¿Cómo estás?
I don't know what's happening. Is this thing working? I don't know if the internet, it looks like some shit's glitching on the video, but hey.
On Facebook, it looks like it's fine.
It's got a delay.
Yeah.
I don't know. Cheers.
Cheers.
The video may be, yeah, it's glitching. Hey, the internet was supposed to be fixed. They even sent a dude out.
It was fixed, right? Like it was fixed. It was supposed to run at 40 for upload.
Yep.
And it was actually running at 80 for a little while.
Yep.
And then went back down to 40.
Yep.
And then tonight you said it was 10.
If that.
And they fixed what they said needed to be fixed, right? So there's really...
I don't know. But it looks like it's kind of glitchy. It's kind of glitchy. Hey, you know what? What are we going to do? I can't really do anything about it. Right? So we're just going to rock and roll at this point, and we're just going to keep going. We're going to push through this.
Okay.
Right?
I'm trying to figure out how to get comments on Facebook. It's been a little while.
Or just tap the screen. And it should come up.
Maybe because nobody's on there yet?
I don't know.
No, it says 2 people are watching.
2 people.
I'm one and somebody else.
It's you and somebody else. Hey guys, thanks for joining in. It's Bars Open with Beth and Greg. We're working through all this technical stuff. We've had freaking internet guys out here.
Like we know them now. We're like, hey Bob, what's up?
Yeah. And they had the maintenance crew out here trying to fix this shit. So I don't know. It's just an interesting kind of thing going on. So, hey, we'll see what happens, right? That's really all we can do. Real quick. So check us out on YouTube, Facebook Live now streaming. So we've got that rocking and rolling. It's looking like it's a little hiccupy, but we'll keep pushing forward on that. And then you can, of course, check it out on iTunes, Spotify, and Podbean. So, hey, I was doing a home maintenance.
Home workout?
No, home maintenance.
Oh.
I was power washing.
Okay.
The driveway.
I heard it the whole time. I'm pretty sure the dogs were like, what is that noise? It was so high-pitched.
You can make art with that thing.
Oh, yeah? Did you draw some dick and balls? How come I knew that? How come I knew that that's what you were going to be? Did you get rid of them?
Well, yeah.
Okay, thank goodness.
But you can draw a giant dick in your driveway.
Awesome. Just whatever girl wants to do.
It's just one of those things that's kind of
dick
funny.
In her driveway.
I don't know. Whatever. But if you ever need to power wash your driveway, I never thought I would ever do that in my entire life.
Do you feel old?
Yeah.
Did it make you feel like your dad? You're like, oh, shit.
I wouldn't expect to have to power wash the driveway, but evidently in Texas, it's a thing to do because it's humid. Gross shit grows on concrete.
Yeah, and the leaves. There's a lot of leaves that fall here, and so if they sit and there's been moisture.
Cheers.
Oh, cheers.
We didn't do the cheers thing.
Cheers.
Cheers part.
Cheers.
You guys, cheers. Ruben, what's happening? DJ, what's happening? Bill, what's going on? Ian, you guys, Ruben, you guys, thanks for joining in. We're working, like I said, on the
It's better. It's
stuff.
not.
It's better.
It's not as slow or as long of a glitch, but yeah, there's still some glitches.
I don't know. But we've got some good shit to talk about tonight. One of the first things I'm going to bring up is, so we have a buddy in New Hampshire, and his name is Dave Hersey. This is an amazing, good story, right? So this is a friend that I grew up with. I've known him for since I was like 13. I think he was one of the first people I met in New Hampshire. He happens to be really, really good friends with my cousins, and it's all their family. They've lived together, or not together, but in the same community for a long time. So right. I'm gonna read you. This is kind of a shout out. Hey, cheers to Dave type of situation. This happened the other night. So while on duty at approximately 10:20 p.m. on March 10, just this month, Officer Dave Hersey responded to a house fire. Upon arrival, flames were pouring out of the roof of the structure. When Officer Hersey asked a neighbor who was standing outside if anyone was inside, the neighbor stated that he thought there was someone inside. Without hesitation and with no regard for his own safety, Officer Hersey kicked open the door and was greeted with intense heat and thick black smoke. Officer Hersey thought he saw an elbow of a person laying prone about 20 feet inside the building. He immediately proceeded into the burning structure, found the victim, and began to feel his way back to the door that had closed behind him. Because he could not see anything, he used his feet to guide himself along the wall to the door. As many of us know from our training, and this is from a local fire department as well, that posted this. From our training, or life experience, it is impossible to breathe under these conditions, resulting in an extremely dangerous rescue attempt. Fortunately, Officer Anthony Robinson arrived at the scene and forced the door open, allowing Officer Hersey to exit from the home with the victim. The victim was flown to Boston via medevac. Officer Hersey was a firefighter for approximately 10 years prior to becoming a Seabrook police officer. So he'd had firefighter training and stuff like that. I mean, this is it. It's just one of those things. Hersey was transported to the hospital for eval and released later on. And it just goes on to say, thank you, Brother Hersey, for your selfless dedication to the citizens of Seabrook community. So, hey, motherfucker, cheers. It doesn't get any better than that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
awesome.
That's why.
That's bravery right there.
That's bravery. Yeah, that is something that is just amazing. We have another bravery story kind of in the a couple stories in. It's Canine Veterans Day today. So we're gonna check that. So Hersey, yeah, Dave, he's just an amazing dude. Anyway, Beth got to meet him. I think the last time we were in New Hampshire, and you know what? Shout out to him. So cheers. And,
thank you for your service and for risking your life.
I'll
for
post
others.
it out, and you guys can I'll tag him, and everybody can
tag him and bag him.
I don't
Sorry,
think that's the way you do
no,
it.
you don't. But that's from like CSI.
The right thing to sing. So
no, it's totally not. But
yeah. Anyway, it's just awesome. So cheers, motherfucker. I think it's awesome.
It's warm up here.
Yep, it's a little warm.
So it's
maybe that's what's screwing up the internet. The humidity. How do they get rid of humidity now?
They don't.
I don't know. Fuck, whatever. Hey, I've got another just shout out at the top also. So this is I work out at a local jiu-jitsu gym here. One of my teammates competed today, Arturo.
Oh, okay.
And Submission Concepts teammate. So Arturo Tanguma took second place in the North American Grappling Tournament today. So I just want to say cheers.
What's grappling?
It's basically jiu-jitsu stuff, jiu-jitsu, those types of things, or whatever. So yeah, it's pretty badass. So I just wanted to shout him out too. I roll with him all the time.
He's the one in the black shirt?
Yep, on the left. Okay. So I roll with him all the time. He kicks my ass.
I was like, is he the 27-year-old that
999% of the time?
Let's just say 100%
I've never
of the time.
tapped him, of course, but I've never tapped him. Nope. I've run out of time. I've tried to stay alive.
There you go. That's a plus.
That's probably the way to put it, right?
That's a plus.
I don't think
that's the important piece.
Tap. Yeah, no, because he's also like 23.
So he's yeah.
There's a
baby.
reason we carry guns.
And we should
not
explain,
because of him. I'm just saying because there's 23-year-olds out there.
We should explain that you're second oldest in the class.
Yeah.
There's one person a little bit older than you.
I'm old man in that class.
You're the old man.
44. Still doing it though.
Old. Yeah. You're old, baby. You're old.
Joe, what's happening? My nephew's on. What's going on, man? Hope you guys are having a great night. So
happy Saturday.
Yeah. So I wanted to kind of revisit just real quick. We talked about it last time. Texas is opening back up, right? I've seen a couple of different things. Like one lady walked into a fucking Wells Fargo to take all of her money out of the bank
because they were making people wear
without a
masks.
mask. Oh, right. She wasn't wearing a mask. The cop said, you have to leave. This is still a privately owned business. And they said, you need to leave. And she decided to go full on bitch face and got arrested. Right. So, hey, but I mean, I've walked in several places without a mask on.
Right.
And they don't have problems.
Well, and
not several, a couple.
I went someplace today and people were walking up with masks and I automatically put a mask on. And when I was telling you, I was like, I should have walked in without a mask and waited for somebody to say, hey, can you please put your mask on versus just assuming I have to wear the mask because none of the signs on the doors had changed. They still had that, but it was the one that said it's state law to wear a mask and it's no longer state law.
Yeah.
So I probably should have, that should be my MO going in is not wearing a mask and waiting for somebody to say, hey, would you mind putting a mask on?
Right.
Because I'll be like, yeah, no problem, but maybe not just assuming because everybody else is wearing a mask that I have to wear a mask. And because employees are still, everywhere we go, employees are still going to wear masks. They have to. Businesses are going to require that just to make the customers, give customers peace of mind. So.
And it gives the people, I'm fine, whatever. do your thing. If you're a private business, we talked about this last week or whatever. Mm-hmm. And if it comes down to it, it's like you're a small mom and pop type of restaurant or whatever, and you're just trying to get by and you're just, hey, fuck it. I finally get to open and I want to patronize that place. I want to go eat dinner and that's their rule. Fine. I'm fine with it. Yeah. Right. Walmart, on the other hand, it's like, they're not going out of business.
Right.
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 You know, I mean,
and you went, but you didn't wear your mask, right? There were other people that didn't wear their mask either. And nobody said anything to you. So it's not like they said, hey, sir, because if they would have.
I didn't even notice their sign. Ian said that they had their sign up kind of like over, but I didn't notice any signs.
But if somebody had asked you to put your mask on.
I had one in my pocket.
Okay. So you were, you wouldn't have been that crazy lady.
No.
That's good. That's good for me to know.
Yeah. No.
So that I know I can send you out in public.
It is glitching, huh? Yep. It's freezing up a bit.
It seems like it goes through waves, right? Because it was doing good.
It's the internet.
Again, it's crazy that it was at 40 and perfect on Thursday.
This morning.
Oh, this morning even it was that good.
Yeah. Maybe it's drunk. You think the internet's out there just getting hammered?
I mean...
Hey, I want to get into 80s movie challenge list challenge, right? So this is just some fun for a Saturday night. So, Joe, would you say, and they want to stop wearing masks? Yeah, well, a lot of people are actually starting to just not wear masks out here and just kind of move along. So, 80s movie challenge. I'm just going to go through some movies. It's 80s. Some of these folks weren't even alive at that point. So, first and foremost,
if they were good 80s music, if they were good 80s movie, people have probably
some of these,
seen them.
And some of them are going to be like, okay, it's the original kind of thing. Back to the Future.
Yes.
Seen it? Everybody's seen, almost everybody.
Even if you were 20, you've probably seen it because it's been on TV.
E.T.
Yep.
Saw that one?
Excuse me? Yep.
Saw that one. Ghostbusters?
Oh, God. Like every week.
It's on every day here. Yeah. It's on, you have YouTube TV. It's on every fucking day.
Well, YouTube TV is just internet
just
cable.
TBS
It's just, yeah, it's AMC, TBS.
It's not necessarily trivia. It's just, have you watched these movies?
I mean,
there's going to be a couple that Beth hasn't seen. It's going to be funny.
Oh, yeah. Because they're ones that you're like, how the fuck have you not seen that? I'm like,
yep. Did you see Indiana Jones, Temple of Doom?
Yes.
Raiders of the Lost Ark?
Yes.
Back to the Future Part 2?
Yes.
Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade?
Yes.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
Yes.
You've seen that one?
Yeah, why wouldn't I have seen that one?
Did you see the Batman with Michael Keaton?
Yes.
Did you see Rain Man?
Yes.
You said, holy shit, you made it halfway down the list. This never happens, folks. She's never seen Airplane either, though.
No, I've seen pieces.
You seen Porky's?
No. I've not seen Porky's.
Die Hard. Of course, everybody's the best Christmas movie
ever.
Yeah. The Breakfast Club?
Yes.
Top Gun?
Yes.
Terminator?
Yes.
Empire Strikes Back?
Yes.
Big?
Yes.
You remember which one that is?
Tom Hanks.
God damn, you're doing well. Return of the Jedi?
Yes.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Yes.
The Karate Kid?
Yes.
And Airplane's the last one.
Ah, motherfucker. So I saw what, like 18?
Yeah.
What did I miss? Airplane, Porky's?
Something like that. Porky's isn't on there.
See,
I just threw
you
that
tricked
out
me.
there. Airplane. You didn't see Airplane.
So of 20,
got
I saw
100.
19?
He said never seen Rain Man.
Who?
Huh?
Who said
Bill
that?
Schofield.
Oh, okay.
Said he's never seen Rain Man. Porky's. DJ said no Airplane or Porky's. I'm telling you, dude. I don't know. What are the other ones we talked about?
I've never seen Animal House.
Never seen Animal House.
I've never seen Caddyshack, but it is on TV, so maybe like it's on AMC
How
right now.
you've never seen Caddyshack?
What years were those in though? Those are like probably
mid 80s, late 80s,
late 80s,
yeah,
maybe
something
90s.
Like that. Yeah, no, not
because
90s.
Was I probably?
They were 80s because I was a little kid when they came out. So you say Caddyshack? I think. Let me check. I'm going to the IMDb.
Go to the IMDb.
Caddyshack 1980.
Oh, yeah. So I was only 10.
2 came out in 88. Caddyshack 2 came out in 88.
That one's bad, right?
I think it was a remastering of it. I don't remember.
When did Animal House come out?
Animal House. That came out in the 70s.
I just know I've never seen it, but I know there's a whole thing with mashed potatoes.
Nope, that's the series. Animal House. National Lampoon, 78. So I was 2.
I was 8.
Yeah. You probably weren't allowed to watch it.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah. But it's a good one. We should revisit. I think we should all revisit that. What do you say? Airplane showed me that I'm not the only one with a drinking problem. Absolutely.
Who said that?
Bill. Absolutely. And Ruben said he's 18 for 18 on those. Yeah. It's just kind of interesting how.
So I missed Airplane. Mm-hmm. Was that the only one I missed?
You did pretty good.
I'm good.
Those were like the quintessential 80s movies, though, right?
Yeah.
I mean, really, it's like those were the movies.
It's so funny. They should do that with 90 movies too.
Yeah, I mean, you could come out. I guarantee I could find another list.
Like, what's the one? Roadhouse. Remember, we were somewhere, and I'm like, that dude should totally work at Roadhouse.
Yep.
That's so funny.
I don't know what's going on. Why this thing is glitching. It's all good. Hey, so next topic.
I don't even know. I'm not looking.
I'm gonna pull this up. So you may or may not know this story of this puppy. I don't think you do. And I've read about this dog a long time ago. This is kind of a cool one. So I got to find the link to it real quick here. Real quick, like. So since today is Canine Veterans Day, I figured I'd share something kind of cool here. Basically, this is Sergeant Stubby, right? This is a real dog. That's not him. I mean, that's a depiction of him. I don't think they stuffed him. We were actually talking about stuffing one of our dogs last night. Jack, Bomber.
Is he passed away? Is that
No, he's dead. It's from like World War II or World War I.
Oh.
Right?
Let's hope they didn't stuff him. That'd be horrible.
Dude, no, this dog was badass. Listen to this story. So, plan to visit the Smithsonian Institute Museum, stop and see Sergeant Stubby at the National Museum of History in Washington, D.C. Stubby was the mascot of the 102nd Infantry in the American Expeditionary Forces 26th Yankee Division in World War I. So, he was... It says, one day a brindle puppy with short tails showed up in World War II training camp and became so popular with the soldiers that he trained alongside of them, even learning a modified salute. So there's some pictures of out where he's like sitting up and he's
like high-fiving. Yeah.
When it was time to ship out to France, the troops smuggled the dog on board. He became a real canine hero on the battlefield, locating lost soldiers, alerting troops to gas attacks, and capturing a German soldier.
He was God's gift to them.
This dog is nuts.
That's awesome.
So for which
what was he? Does it ever say what his breed was?
Stripes. It doesn't say, but
he kind of looks like a boxer.
Yeah,
mix.
Perhaps. I don't know.
Or American Terrier.
Yeah.
His collar's
Bill said Revenge of the Nerds. That was a great one. Yeah, absolutely.
And I've seen them all.
They said that they were trying to I think they're looking at remaking that, and that's not a remakeable movie. So here's the problem.
You can't... It'll offend too many people nowadays. There's too many bodily functions and name-calling and inappropriateness.
Yeah. So Stubby returned home to a hero's welcome. He visited the White House, met General John J. Pershing, was honored in a parade when he died in 1926. He was fucking stuffed.
Oh no!
And today he stands along with the medals he won for bravery at the Smithsonian.
He's like this
movie star. You see the picture, right?
Yeah, that's why I'm like
Sergeant Stubby, an American hero, a computer animated film, was released in April
1926.
18.
Oh,
so it's pretty rad. So. I'm sorry, I didn't share it with you.
Such a flippin' nerd.
You guys can see that. That's him doing his salute.
Oh, well, that's a bronze.
That's a bronze statue. Yeah.
He's all like...
So, yeah. It's pretty rad. But anyway, it's just kind of like a shout out to the
really
veteran
cool.
canine.
Yeah.
You know, there's so many you see, and, you know, they're just doing what we ask of them, right? They don't know.
You know,
what they're
here's
doing
the
is
thing.
brave
So
or not. They get a rope at the end of their thing. And Dave, at the top of the show, Dave was a canine handler for a long time. And
those dogs weren't friendly, though.
His dog was super friendly.
Until you got in his face. And
until he said his whatever German magic word was, and then he chewed your face off.
Remember your stepsister's husband was a canine handler, too. And that dog did not like me.
That dog was in training. That little Malinois.
That dogs love me, and that dog was like, "Bitch, I will." Well,
you were
bite
like down in his face like he was a fucking puppy.
I wasn't down in his face. I was petting him, and he went, "Grr," and I was like, "Yeah, and you're on your own."
He was still training. He was a puppy. That was a cool dog, Joe. Yeah,
I thought he was a dick, but
so we've got a lot of police officers and our friends and family, real close friends and family.
Did you see how easy that went down? We were how many minutes into this?
20 minutes.
And
I've already 20 minutes to get that thing down.
You're still drinking the same one.
I've already had a few, and I hammered one down before the show with
Strike Force
to get my energy up for this.
My Strike Force is half full downstairs.
Guys, I hope you're having a good night. There are some fights on right now. I know that.
Well, is that why there's nobody on Facebook with me?
I don't know.
I don't think anybody's used to us being on Facebook.
I know. So
it's gonna
streaming. But what you could do is go out, take your phone. It's going straight to the Bar is Open page.
Link.
So if you guys have friends on Facebook and they don't have YouTube, go out and do that. But you can just share it from Facebook direct or from you. No. Yeah, from Facebook, bar is open to the other channel. That'd be awesome.
The what?
Huh?
The what?
The what? Huh?
The what?
Yeah. So if you guys didn't hear me at the beginning, I drew penises in my driveway with a power washer. That was fun.
I'm sorry, I'm sharing.
I know. I'm killing time here because your story's next.
Awesome.
And I don't know what the hell you're talking about. It just says Netflix is going to cancel your...
Netflix?
Oh, I put Netflix is going to cancel your cousin, your grandma, and your best friend.
Your brother.
Yep, my brother. Yep. So, hey, this is one that's... I read this real quickly.
So, brought it up. So Netflix is testing a way to crack down on password sharing. And we all know that we all do this. I mean, come on. Let's face it. You can share up to 5 family members. Nobody has ever said it had to be in the household till just now, right? Yeah. But they are implementing a rule where they are testing in certain markets. They don't
and
share.
Your cousin Eddie. What's up, Chuck?
They don't share which market, if it's in Europe or here, but they are.
It's gonna be fucking Helotes, Texas. You watch.
The pop-up streaming service has been using pop-ups to ask some users to verify their accounts via email or text, or to verify later. If you don't live with the owner of the account, you need your own account to keep watching. The screen reads, according to Streamable.com, which first reported the test. So there's a group of people they're testing with this. I want to know how they figured out what group they were like.
So basically, they're going to
because we always say it's 2,000 people, right? So let's take these 2,000 people.
They're going to ping the owner, right?
It's when you try to log in or go on.
It's going to send like a text or something, right? No,
it's on the screen.
And what's it say?
It's exactly what I said it says.
I know, but it doesn't. How are they going to know?
See if it has a picture. Hold on.
Is it going to be like your ISP or something like that? That's driving me crazy. Sorry.
Oh, that it wasn't showing face forward.
D got us that.
I know. I saw it on one of the articles I read. That
guys,
it literally
how many of you guys share all of your passwords and everything else? Everybody does. Yeah. Not passwords, but your accounts.
Yeah.
Like for those things.
Do you log on for them when you're at the house?
Yeah, absolutely.
But here's the thing.
Ruben said he's given serious thoughts of stuffing his dog when she dies. We literally talked about it last night.
Today. No, today.
Was it today?
It was today when we were eating
tacos. Yeah.
About Palmer, because Palmer's such a fucking hoot that we were like, let's turn him into a rock. Because you were like, no. We were talking about his knowledge knot.
Yep.
And we were like, when he dies, we should really have his head checked out to see how big his knowledge knot really is. I was like, ooh, no, don't.
I was like, just get his skull and put it.
I was talking about mounting his head, and you're like, fuck that. Let's turn him into a rug with just his head and be like, Dick, you stepped on me 50 times. Now I'm going to step on you 50 times. I was like, oh, I don't know how I feel.
Just put him up on the wall.
Yeah, but whenever I hear or see a bearskin rug, I'm like, brown chicken, brown cat with my dog.
No, that's weird.
Would not want to associate.
Put him on the wall.
Dog. So anyways, the test comes as streaming service proliferate and more people share passwords and services.
Yeah.
Why do people do this? Because it's fucking expensive.
So they said like 30% of Netflix people share their accounts.
Well, yeah, I mean,
that's where 30% of the overall users are from a shared account. Like it's not in the household. But what if you have a kid off at college? You're gonna have a second account.
Because it says you have to be in the household.
But
so here's the thing. So but if you try, I mean, I get it because
you're technically in the household.
But from an insurance perspective, you're still technically in the household. But if you have your own electricity, considered in the household. You have your own TVs, probably not considered in the household.
Those are all my TVs. If it's my kid off at college,
they're going to have to define household.
Yeah,
they're going to have to define.
It's probably going to be that house or something like that.
Yeah, the main house you signed up from or something. Yeah. So here's the thing that's crazy, and I didn't know this, and so they may have just actually fucked themselves, a lot of people, because so I didn't know that there were 3 cost plans. Did you?
No, I just pay the fucking $18 or whatever.
14
it
is what
whatever.
We're at. 14. Yeah. It comes out to like 16 with tax, but their most basic plan is only $9 a month, and it can only be streamed on one screen at a time. We never watch it more than one screen at a time.
Well, I could be at like the gym
and
something.
I don't watch it while you're watching it.
Yeah, that's true.
So I was like, fuck you, we're going down the $9 one because we never watch it separately.
And they just keep raising the prices anyway, which
so
is okay
9,
because
14 and 18. So 9's 1, 14's the most popular plan. 14 allows 2 simultaneous, and 18 allows 3. I think we're going to go down to the $9 because you watch Netflix way more than I do because you watch it after I go to bed.
Yeah. For all the serial killer shows and shit.
Right. But there's never been a limit on sharing the account when you're aren't streaming at the same time. So here's the thing. So competitively, they're like, I think they're doing some of this to try to get more people in because now they're getting, of course, competition from Disney Plus and Paramount Plus.
Yeah.
However, Netflix remains the one to beat with more than 200 million subscribers globally. I mean, come on. You have 200 million subscribers. Are you really going to worry about that 30%?
I don't know.
I mean, I guess it comes down. What's 30% times 9? Hashtag math. Oops.
9?
Yeah, if it's $9.
$3.
Times 30, right? No.
30% of 9 is 3.
I know, but so if you are charging $9 and 30% of your people aren't paying for a subscription and they sign up for the $9 one.
They're looking to make that extra money on
What is that?
It's a shit ton. Because they just hit 200 million subscribers, right? So now take 30% of
What's that? What's 30% of 200?
It's 60 million more.
Okay, maybe they have a point.
Right?
But still, I just feel like they're being greedy. I mean, if you're in a business, you're in a business, right?
They've been running it like a negative for years.
What's funny
They're
is
like
because,
billions in the hole.
Oh, no, and not anymore.
No, because they
used to
max
have
out.
remember when it first started, it was DVD and you could pay for 1, 2, or 3 DVDs at a time.
Netflix?
Yes, that was Netflix.
Oh, they came in those shitty
and they would
little
come
pieces.
in the little
Yeah,
they would come and then
them.
you would send them back.
And we'd forget.
Nope.
And we'd end up paying
you and I
like
never did that together
$84.
because that was like 1994, 95.
You know, Blockbuster could have had an opportunity to buy Netflix.
So there's a rumor
and they turned it down because
one
they
of the
didn't think it was a thing.
AVPs is a
Oh, I know who he is.
originally one of the people that founded Netflix. I'm like, why is he working still?
I think he got out early. A little too early.
Maybe not. Not if he made back. I mean,
I don't know.
So, because there's an argument to that, right? If they were really struggling, maybe he's like, "Fuck this, I'm out."
Yep,
I'm
maybe.
out.
I don't know.
Pay me what I got. So it's just interesting because I get it. As a business, you want to get what's coming to you, but at some point too, I'm like, how are you going to tell the college kid, Mom, sorry, Jimmy, you don't get to watch Netflix anymore. I know that your favorite show is on there, and you don't have cable, and Netflix is all you have, and we're not going to pay the extra $9 a month for your account now.
Sorry.
Jimmy's going to have to get a job.
See, that's the thing. It's like, okay, so I even like I watch a lot. So if I was at college now, I don't think I'd be having like my big screen necessarily. I don't know. I never lived in a dorm, so I don't know.
So we didn't have.
But I'd probably look at it. I'd probably watch Netflix like a lot on my phone or on my iPad or something.
Which
like
a lot of people, that's what they do. That's a lot of.
Chuck, what do you do?
A lot.
Everybody dropping off because our internet sucks.
Are we boring?
No, we're not boring.
Are we boring them tonight?
It's driving me fucking crazy though. I just see it like flickering on my side. Anyway, that's all right. Hey, that's just me bitching. You should have heard me all week.
I had a reprieve for 3 days. It was glorious.
It wasn't 3 days.
Okay, 2.5.
It was like a
2.5 because he came on Thursday.
Hours.
He came on Thursday, right? Didn't he
came
on
yesterday?
Thursday? No, that was not yesterday. It was Thursday.
Was it Thursday?
So I had 2.5 days of.
After this show, you watch. We're just gonna start.
But what's horrible is it always freezes when I'm making a funny face. That's why I'm like.
I'm gonna grab my pickaxe. I already told Ian. I said we're gonna walk down to the.
You don't even know
Never
where
mind.
it's at.
We're not gonna put that out.
You don't even know where it's at.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, whatever.
COVID generation. What's this about?
So okay. So
all right. So what's the COVID generation? Is this the generation of kids that are stuck at home, that are fucking melting down?
And I'm not a parent. So you guys, as you listen to me have my comments, realize I am not a parent and I may be insensitive. I put that disclaimer out there.
DJ, that's exactly what you should have your kid do. Your daughter do.
What?
DJ said my daughter snaked my ex's Netflix password. Perfect.
DJ
Davies.
Oh, I was like my cousin.
No.
Oh.
And yeah, that's exactly what she should do.
What do you do? What do you do?
She snaked. She stole his ex's Netflix password
and uses hers.
Fuck yeah. See, that's the thing. Like, you don't even know, right? So as long as it's like, what's going to show up?
Unless once, God, that was really loud. I'm so sorry. Unless once this test is done, they're like, fuck it, we're doing this. And she's going to get the big X and be like, you need your own account.
I don't know. We'll see.
So, okay. So I'm going to be honest with you. When I read this article, I was like, wait, what? I feel like we're a nation of enablers.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
And so bear with me if I'm insensitive as I read this, because again, I don't have children and I'm not sensitive to children's needs. But this whole article was talking about that this last year is really going to scar children.
Yeah. It's going to fuck kids up. I saw a video.
Wait. It's only going to fuck kids up if parents are dramatic about it.
Well, no. I mean, it's not that. It has no. I'm so dramatic about what? Like making it like it's fucking terrible. Like everybody's dying. You need to wear this.
You
need
can't
to stay
have
home
a birthday party. And I know that's so traumatic. Instead of, hey, baby, you got us. Let's just celebrate with us.
Deal with it. Like, we're just going to get through this shit. What I'm saying is where I see
gravy,
it
I'm hot.
Being dramatic, like it fucking kids up is, like as far as like math, reading,
education,
those sorts of things
are
already on the decline because they haven't been in school for a year, right? So you have first and second and third and fourth graders that this is where they start to really accelerate in those things, and they're falling behind.
So maybe make everybody stay back a year. Well, that would really suck balls, and so many parents.
You're gonna have a generation of kids that are gonna be fucking 20 or 19.
Hey, so I was almost. You forget that I turned 18 in January. I graduated in May. I was closer to 19 when I graduated because my birthday was so late in the year. Yeah, I was 18 years old when I graduated.
How many times did you fail?
I never failed, bitch. I couldn't go at the beginning of the year. I had to wait a whole other year because in September, I was still 4.
But I'm just saying, so I understand what you're saying. It's like, theoretically, they could hold kid, whatever. But that's not what you want to do because they've already gone through a year. You either do that or you say, hey, you did your best this year and you move them to the next grade. Right?
But then don't you have to start changing? Then you start changing curriculum.
But the curriculum is it's one of those. It's
and I'm not in the education system either, so I'm talking out my ass. I know this.
But it's a challenge. But the other thing that I saw is it's a socialization period for kids where they actually go and create bonds with other friends.
But that's not true because we have so many friends who homeschool and their kids are fine.
We have a handful of kids that do that have the opportunity to do that.
Right, but they still get social skills.
But it's few and far between.
And here's also the other thing is, like, let's take, for example, AK. Okay?
Yep.
Homeschool. Mm-hmm. She did, up until this last year, have regular birthday parties, blah, blah, blah. But her parents, we would still go camping, and she socialized with us. And so she still got socialization.
Right.
And she still figures out how to carry conversation. She was still a child. She still had fun. She didn't need other children for that. It's up to the parents to ensure that the socialization, don't let them just sit in their room and play their damn game. Make them come out and be part of the family. They should be in school during that time, right?
Where?
Online, Zoom, hello.
So that's what I'm saying. There's no fucking person to person for them. So they don't know anything other than just
right.
No,
totally
you're an adult.
But it was totally on Zoom, and it was totally fine. Old. I disagree.
No.
You don't tell me no.
Okay, how about this?
I disagree with.
How about this? You go to fucking dance class. Remember, you were a dancer for years and years.
You do that now in your living room. That's what people are doing.
You gonna do that by yourself?
I practiced by myself. I practiced by myself.
So then you go to dance practice, right?
Mm-hmm. For an hour. 1 hour. 1 hour a week.
You have a whole bunch of people
1
on
hour
the
a week. It's not like it was multiple. It was 1 hour a week.
Right.
Now, I went several nights a week because I took like 4 different. I took jazz, tap, ballet, toe. 1 hour a week. Most kids only go 1 hour a week.
No, but they couldn't do it.
It's 1 fucking hour a week is what I'm saying.
They couldn't even do that.
They're not missing much. It's 1 hour a week. It's not like it was 8 hours a day every day that they were missing out on not going to dance class.
That they couldn't do anything?
Gregory.
Are you literally just like, you're just fighting this fight to fight the fight?
No.
Yeah, you are.
What I'm saying is that
wrong.
Parents have a responsibility to not allow this to scar their children.
Mom and Dad are fighting.
Because what they say is it's more than just simple disappointment. It's fear that the world they once knew might have changed forever.
Fuck yeah. It's not, but they don't know. That's because they live in this weird little bubble.
That's the parents' responsibility, wouldn't you say?
It is and it isn't.
No, right? You say, hey, this is temporary.
You have this shit right here, right? We have social media that just...
I think this is something that's going to kind of scar them. I don't think they'll forget, says the mom of 3 in Little Rock, Arkansas. In our life, there will be a before and an after this. Because you're allowing that to happen. How about you just make it, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Rub some dirt on it. We'll have a party next year.
Yep, I understand what you're saying. But it's been a year already.
But we
need to move the fuck on.
No, I completely agree. But I think that we allow, if our children are scarred, it's because we are scarring them. We are scaring them. We are putting the fear of this in them versus saying, you know what, this happens. Mm-hmm. You know, the flu, this is exactly like the flu, and they're going to get a vaccination and then we'll go back to normal. We're just learning new techniques to be normal right now. That's totally different from they're going to be so scared. This is going to ruin your life.
What it's doing is just putting this weird, it's like
mom and dad are fighting. Fuck you.
Like putting this impression into them that like, and when they're young is when they are most impressionable is, does it, you're going to, I mean, you're right. It absolutely comes down to parents, right? Is making sure that you're raising a strong, self-sufficient
Don't scare them. You're scaring
kid,
them.
Right? Yeah, absolutely. And I know a lot of friends that are like, nah, we're not going to let this shit get us down.
No, and then we also have friends that are like, oh, good gravy. You cannot go out the front door because you will die.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a very good friend that's her mentality that we can't even talk about COVID because I'm like, I don't agree with you and you don't agree with me. Right. So we're just not going to talk about it.
Yep. I don't know. It's interesting. But no, I mean, it's one of those things. So how is this generation going to be impacted, right?
Well, so
I don't know, and it's 1 year. It's not like it's kind of
it's a blip in the radar. Do you remember one specific year of your childhood, like just one year that stood out so much? Mm-hmm. Well, besides the time you lost your virginity.
No, I was talking. No, that's not the one I was thinking.
Which year?
The year my brother died.
Okay, yes. But that is totally different from a year of
normalcy.
Yes.
Right.
I mean, that is that is literally tragic.
Right.
And earth-shattering and life-changing.
When you're 4 years old or 6 years old, is this? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not 4 or 6. I don't know.
Are going to agree
I'm not
to
a psychologist
on
this. I don't know.
But I think psychologists would tell people, as it was my degree for forever.
Fingers crossed you had good parents that got you through everything.
I think psychologists would say, don't dwell on the badness of it. Find the goodness in it and make them.
We have, and it's not the fucking internet.
What?
Spectrum's terrible.
Oh. Back around. Welcome to my world, you guys.
No, but, hey, we need to have these conversations, right? Because it's one of those things.
So now they're giving a new name to the world's newest generation. It's Gen C or Generation COVID.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
But I did read in
What
here.
year were they born? 2021?
Who's in Gen C? I was like, well, this is kind of ridiculous because it says
everyone.
Term Gen C first started popping up in media reports early in the pandemic. More recent investment analysis like Israeli and children's rights advocates have taken using variations on the phrase.
Damn, what's going on?
Defining a generation isn't simple. The names we use to talk about groups of people born in any given period can change over time, sometimes because what seems to be a defining event later turns out to be. But they keep going. They keep talking about it. And somewhere in they say, let's see.
Christina said her kids are fine. Absolutely. And it comes down to the parents,
Comes down to the parents.
So, and then she said, and then Chuck said, are you telling me you're not supposed to be a 20-year-old in high school?
I mean, I'm sure you knew some 20-year-olds in high school because I know your friends.
Christina also said her kids are weird. So
no, I mean, I just literally.
I didn't say that.
I think it's the parents' responsibility to not allow this to scar their children. Again, I don't have children, and perhaps I'm insensitive, and maybe Stephanie will kick my ass. Who's my bestie? You're
insensitive.
That's all right. I don't care what you think.
I'm just kidding. I don't. I mean, I just. But
here's what I thought was funny. Israel's definition
of
Gen C includes children born from 2016 to mid 2030s because they say the changes we're witnessing are so dramatic that even kids born years after the pandemic ends will still shaping their lives. Bull fucking shit. Bull fucking shit. Really? 20 fucking 30? 9 years from now, you think kids are going to be scarred from this shit? They're going to be in the history beat going, what was it like to have to stay home? Ew.
There's probably worse times in history to have to be locked away and.
Do you know what?
Hidden.
I mean, come on. I was just going to be, I was like, I can't say this out loud because it's insensitive. But if there's going to be a time that kids need to be scarred, it's not the fucking pandemic. It happened way long time ago, and they grew a pair of balls, and they continued with life.
Yep. So,
and I'm done. I'm off my box. Hey, Gen C, I will support you.
Gen C?
Yeah.
They've literally gone backwards. Gen Y,
does that
Gen
surprise
Z,
you? I mean, does that surprise? I mean, it's kind of par for the course for how each generation.
Hey, you guys. So I don't know if you guys watch Dave Portnoy. He's the Barstool sports guy. He does the one bite review, right? So there was a video, I think it just came out today, right? And he was doing a pizza review up in Chicago. And if you haven't seen this, just go find him on.
That's some good pizza right there.
And it looks like our camera's freezing up again. Whatever. So Dave Portnoy was doing a review in front of, I don't remember the name of the pizza place, but it's like 6 minutes long. And some dude, he does the pizza review, and then some dude kind of randomly just walks up. And it's not a big deal. It happens all the time, right? And he's like, hey, you want to review this? And it's like the new fire chicken sandwich from McDonald's, right? While they're doing it, he's like, what in the fuck am I reviewing? Right? And he's like, anyway, goes back and forth. And while they're filming, a guy gets carjacked behind him.
What?
A dude gets carjacked.
Did the criminal not see the cameras? Like they didn't check out their environment before they committed the crime?
And there's a cop car right in front of him that the car literally rips out and hits the cop car and speeds off. And the cops are like, what in the fuck?
I mean, it is Chicago, so, I mean.
I was like, holy shit. Like, you can go watch it, and Dave Portnoy's like,
what the what?
Did that dude just get carjacked? And there's like cops like standing behind him like, what in the fuck happened? Right? And
was the cop car parked?
It was parked in front of him.
So it's kind of directing traffic because they were
and then there was filming. A car, and then there's a dude standing on the sidewalk like, what the fuck? Right? And the cop, and then he peels out, and he like, all of a sudden you just hear boom and out, right? And it's funny. And I was like, holy shit, go check that out, dude.
Did they catch him? Did we need to follow up and see if they're like, the fucking idiot was on camera. We know what he looks like.
I don't know. That's what they have to go back and look at it because, like, you don't know it, and it links to it. And it's like, this is where the guy carjacks the guy, and it, like you see the car fucking peeling out. So DJ said, I beat cancer when I was 20. Doc wanted me to limit activity, rest, etc. I surfed, played sports, and partied with my buddies at the bars.
Surfed.
Told Doc if I was going out, I'm going out on my own terms. Goddamn right. Yeah.
Amen.
Fuck yeah. That's it. Live your life, man.
Life is what you make of it, right?
Happy for you, dude. That's awesome.
Me too. And I'm glad you beat it.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's just kind of a crazy story because I watch those all the time, and it's fun just to see the different pizza reviews all over the country.
And you know, pizza's near and dear to my heart.
Yeah, for you especially. Yeah. So, kind of an interesting one, though. So,
okay, so let me ask you this question. At what point...
I love key lime pie.
You love key lime pie and you like Kit Kats because you're kind of limited, or you used to be before I came into your life. I just don't eat
any sort of nuts.
Before I came into your life, you didn't eat a lot of candy because you're like, it might have nuts. I'm like, you are nuts, so just fucking eat it.
I was allergic to peanuts for a long time. Still kind of am.
You are, just not deathly.
Not as
if you've never been deathly, but you were taught to be weary of them, which makes sense. But I've shown you there are lots of candies without peanuts. But you've always been a Kit Kat and Milky Way guy.
Yep.
Well, at what point do you begin to go too far in trying new flavors? Is there a point, or do you just try it? And I mean, I would imagine before a company comes out with new flavors, they probably have like a taste test market.
Yeah,
where
absolutely.
People say, A, it rocked, or B, it sucked.
It's
and
called
they're like
England. I'm guessing. I don't know. They try all sorts of weird shit.
I'm pretty sure they would try it.
There was a video, kind of just to sidetrack from this. There was a video that I watched the other day,
globally?
and there was a girl in London or something like that. They had never had ranch dressing before.
I remember you telling me about this, and I'm like,
and
what?
she had it the first time. She's like, oh yeah, this is the best thing ever.
It's
and then they call Cool Ranch Doritos
Okay.
American flavored.
What do they call the nacho ones? Mexican flavored?
Maybe. I don't know. But they call it American flavor or something like that.
So a lot of these books that I read, they happen.
Cool Ranch isn't all over the world. I thought
they happen. A lot of them are in like London
Eagle's
and
milk.
England and stuff.
Eagle's
but
milk.
it's funny because they do a lot of stuff is so different that I'm like, it's just so weird that we're separated. But we're so separated that we have stuff that they've never tried, and they have stuff that we've never tried. And I'm like, we really do live in a fucking bubble.
Yep.
It's hilarious that she'd never tried. Like ranch is like
it's a
Eagle's
staple
milk.
here.
I mean, it is God's gift.
Yep. I love it. I eat
especially
it
when it's homemade. Like when I make either the homemade ranch or the homemade ranch dip. It's my new thing: carrots and homemade ranch dip. Fuck yeah, Friday. But so Kit Kat is doing a new bar coming to stores this spring, and it is a key lime pie flavor.
I don't know. Is it like a white chocolate or something?
No, it is green. Let me see if I can find a picture. Hold on.
I'm trying to figure out how the fuck you make one of those things.
It is not made with. So when it comes to candy bars, let's see. I always grab a.
I don't need
I'm
a lot of
wondering
candy
if it's
bars,
like a white chocolate with maybe food coloring and food flavoring.
Maybe they're bringing it out for like St. Patty's Day.
It's just
hey, by the way, this week
springtime.
is St. Patty's Day. Damn, Wednesday.
What?
St. Patty's Day is Wednesday.
Let's see if I can. Will it work off my phone?
Yeah.
And still, I'm the only one on Facebook.
That's all right.
So here is a picture of it. So that's what it looks like.
I don't know. I don't think I'm doing that.
I'm wondering if it's like a white chocolate with maybe some lime shavings, and
let me know.
I'll try it.
All right, you get to do the next food taste.
But I guess they do.
Test.
They always have they have seasonal. Like they've done apple pie in the summer. Did you know they did an apple pie one?
Never heard of it.
A pumpkin pie in the fall.
No, never seen that either.
Each candy bar will still have the crispy wafer signatures of all Kit Kat bars, but instead of typical milk chocolate, it will feature a key lime pie flavored cream. The cream will be an expert blend of tart, creamy, and sweet to make every bite taste exactly like the beloved dessert. So again, I think it's going to be like white chocolate with some flavoring and some color because it is green. I'll try it.
Yeah.
I'm sure you'll try it because you love key lime pie. If I bring one home, you're going to be like, no.
Maybe.
You'll be like,
cheers.
I'll
hey,
try it.
We're about halfway through the show. We definitely need to throw out another cheers. It's Saturday.
Cheers.
We definitely appreciate you guys hanging in there with us while we're trying to get our technology up to fucking par. I could run this thing off of an iPhone more smoothly at this point.
And maybe that's what you do for a little while. Excuse me. That was like a burp that was in my throat and not out my mouth. And so I could talk
Did
and
it burn
burp
your
at the same
nose?
time. No.
One of those types of burps?
No, it was a weird burp.
Hey, go out and check out. I posted this out on my Facebook and on the Bars Open.
Okay, so here's what's
the
crazy.
bowling alley video.
It's a really cool video, but you know how motion sickness I get? I was like, oh,
a lot of people have said that.
I can't watch it much longer.
So if you guys haven't seen it, it's been posted all over.
It's on the Bars Open, yeah.
But
the pilot
is fucking amazing.
Amazing.
And then going underneath the dude's legs and going right up to the people when they're having their conversation.
And then going and flying behind and then flying out the door and not hitting.
It's pretty rad,
was like,
right?
what? But it did make me motion sickness. It did give me motion sickness. Yeah. I couldn't have watched it much longer. I was at the point where I was like.
A minute and 30 seconds. It was cool.
About 45 seconds in, I was like, oh, I don't think I can watch this.
It's cool. They go into like the movie theater section and they go through
it's just, it was
the
a
serving
bar,
window and
the bowling alley.
If you guys get a chance, go check that out. It's just out there.
And I guess it's getting big praises from people in Hollywood, like producers in Hollywood.
Yeah, it was pretty rad.
It's the pilot. It's not even the camera. It's the pilot. Like, because they come in, and at first I thought they
fly in the front door.
Well, at first I thought they had to have gone slow-mo and then sped it up. But when the people are talking, they don't sound fast.
The bowling ball is moving.
Unless there's a way. No, you're right. The
bowling balls are moving.
I was like, maybe they could slow down the voice, but no. So that like literally is flying that fast real time. I was like,
some of those drone pilots are insane.
Now, hold on. How many takes and how many drones got ruined?
Who knows? They did a lot of practice.
Oh, they did a lot of practice.
To go up
They probably did
in between
bits by bits.
Yeah.
Like, okay, stop here. Okay, we got through that part. Okay,
it was pretty cool.
But, and maybe can you have spliced it like where you did it bit by bit and then put it all into one long run?
I don't think it would be seamless.
As seamless?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know how perfect of a edit you could get because no matter what, if the drone is even up a little bit, it's going to be off. I think. I don't know. Video editing's, one of those things that you're just like, shit.
You're still trying to figure this shit out.
Yeah. So interesting. Go out and check us out on YouTube and you can check us out on Facebook now.
Yeah.
Most often it's working.
It's working. And it's not glitching as bad. It's just not perfect yet. I don't know. Maybe it's time of day. Maybe we have to move this.
What, to like fucking 2:00 in the morning?
I was going to say no to like 2:00 in the afternoon, but I can't start drinking then. I'll be asleep by 6. You're like, fuck it. The show will be done. You can sleep all you want, bitch.
Do an early date. Maybe I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm like,
we're going to need to start like checking it different times of the day and being like, start charting it.
We have my buddy across the street. He can help me with this.
Ian?
Yeah.
Did he log off? Is he still
know.
with us?
I don't know. Ian, are you still out there? Yeah. Chuck. Hello? Hey, so Tom Brady signed another 4-year deal.
So what was the first thing I said to you when you were like, he signed another 4-year deal? He's 45. I go,
he's going to be turning 44.
Okay, so he thinks he's going to play to 49. What's the oldest?
He just won a Super Bowl.
What's the oldest playing quarterback?
Him.
Ever? No. Oh, nobody's ever been older than him?
Him.
He's not going to play to 49, dude. 48.
Him. It's Tom fucking Brady.
He's not going to
whatever he wants.
He's not going to be. Gisele's going to be like, I got to leave you because you're 55 and you can't even have sex anymore. Why. Isn't she younger than him?
So he's going for his 8th Super Bowl, right?
I mean, come on.
This is where the contract works.
That's a little greedy.
He's going to get $41 million, or he's going to get $40 million as a signing bonus.
You said 0 signing bonus.
40 million. I think no. I put the. I missed the 4. It's a $40 million signing bonus.
Okay.
And he's going to take a $1 million salary, so that it doesn't impact the salary cap for the team, right?
That's like working the system big time. So they don't have to limit them with who they can bring in because.
Right. So they restructured his last contract. It was $25 million a year, right? So he's gonna sign for 4 years, and they have a 3-year at the last 3 years of his 4-year contract.
So he has to play 3 years.
They've got They've got so it's 4 years
contract.
He's got to play for 1.
Okay.
He's got a 3-year contract void clause in it.
Oh, so if he quits after a year,
so
they're
if he
like,
wins
you don't
a
get
fucking Super Bowl.
Okay.
They'll void out his 3 years. They'll pay him,
quit,
and he'll be done.
I mean, that's kind of smart, actually.
On the team, because it takes salary cap off the team.
Well, but then he also thinks like, all I have to do is win one more fucking Super Bowl, and I get $40 million, and I'm like, later.
He's going for untouchable forever, is what he's doing.
It's a little greedy.
Who gives a shit? Get greedy, man.
But there's always somebody that.
Not in this day and age.
Michael Jordan, his records have all been broken, haven't they?
Kobe beat some and certain things like that, but
LeBron's beat some.
There's not going to be anybody that's going to be able to beat Tom Brady.
It's just because you have a man crush.
No, even at 7 Super Bowls or 6 rings or whatever it is, or whatever the fuck it is at this point, right? 7. I don't remember. I've lost count. There's so many on those guys. He's out of fingers at this point.
That's what she
anyway,
said.
It's kind of funny. Starlink, dude. I don't know.
What'd he say?
I don't think it's got.
You have to explain to me because I'm not watching YouTube.
Starlink is the is Elon Musk's
internet
beta program, internet.
But you have to be on the beta program and you have to be selected.
I was reading through it, Chuck, and Starlink has some latency kind of things, and latency is like how long it takes to upload. But it really doesn't matter when you're supposed to be getting a gig internet, and I was getting 40 upload like 4 hours ago, and now I'm getting.
Part of me is like, do we go back to the 1 step below because we're not getting any better than we were before we were?
No, but I think we should all call Spectrum together.
Okay,
and I'll give you my account number, and you can all call on behalf of me.
Negative, because they have to have personal information. So
Bieber's a croc. Bieber signed. Is he doing a croc shoes thing? You know, Post Malone did one of those, and it was like they were like $200 or something.
These are not. These are $70. Which
still not paying fucking. I've never owned a pair of Crocs.
I'm not a Croc fan. Yep. I'm not. Again, I'm very judgy. Sorry.
It's like
I feel like they're unattractive. Now they're great for people. What I've heard is they're great for people who are on their feet all day long,
like nurses or
people that
Post
work
Malone
in the
actually
restaurant.
Donated a shit.
Oh yeah, he did like 200 of them or something. But nurses, wait staff. People that work like amusement parks, like people who are literally on their feet all day long. Apparently, it's amazing.
I think, and you can clean them real easy.
They're still fucking ugly. They're not attractive shoes. They are. However, apparently they have some really they have. You know, I'm a flats girl. They have some really cute flats.
Oh, they're not the ones with like the
not with the heel
thing?
No, they're supposed to be really cute. But apparently this is the second time that Bieber and the Crocs have collaborated. However, this time they are coming.
Bieber and the Crocs.
This time it is also collaborating with his. I guess he's got a clothing line as well.
I don't care.
So not only is it Crocs, but it's Crocs with socks.
I really don't care.
He is toting.
He's bringing old man style.
Yes.
Try to make it popular.
Yes. However, I mean, apparently it is Justin Bieber and people love him, but Croc did have a record year in 2020, and they think it's because with the pandemic, people were more about comfort than formality.
You want to see? This is comfort.
I know.
Beth bought me Ugg slippers for Christmas, and I've pretty much worn these things nearly every day.
Yeah.
Of my
but
pandemic.
You know how I got those for you because you got me Ugg slippers like 4 years ago, and they're like
my gross slippers
shit,
before were like.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna need new Uggs next Christmas because remember I showed you I was like I can see through this now.
I've got a pair of Uggs. But I'm happy to say.
And Uggs are the best. Uggs are. I have.
They're
boots.
worth the money.
They're comfortable, and when you're in the cold, they're fucking amazing. Like that's all I wear when we go to Breckenridge. I'm like fuck the heels I brought. I'm wearing these Uggs
I've currently
everywhere.
Got cargo shorts on and Ugg slippers. And I and Beth, so it's funny because I just go everywhere in these things. And you're like, did you wear those? Like
when it was cold.
Yeah.
And you're wearing
you
them
went
with
to
jeans,
the doctors.
You went to
and you wore your Uggs. I'm like, yeah,
I did. I was like, all right.
I don't need to put socks on.
Go, bro. You go,
it's
bro.
Like, I think I've talked about this. It's like putting your foot inside of it's like taking a rabbit and like wrapping it like fur side out around your foot. It's kind of a graphic way to look at it. But.
First, you're like, I took the dead thing and I wrapped it around my foot. So Croc did have a record reported sales of 1.4 billion for the year, an increase of 12% from 2019. And they do think it's because people were more about comfort at home than.
See, if we were in Phoenix, or it was either
they also
slippers or flip-flops.
Apparently,
it was like you and I was like slippers or flip-flops.
Well, it's pretty much here it is too.
That's what I'm saying. That's I mean here too.
And Phoenix,
but Phoenix it was always flip-flops because year round is flip-flops.
No, you got me the Uggs. Did you give me the Uggs in Phoenix or no? I've had those Uggs for like 4 years, so you had to have gotten them for me in Phoenix.
I don't know
because it is we had tile and the tile's cold during the winter. Even if it's not cold, the tile's cold.
Maybe
whatever.
Maybe, but yeah. I put on sneakers when I go to the gym.
Yeah, me too. And now I only put my flip-flops on if I take the dogs out. Otherwise, I'm barefoot. You're never barefoot and you're never in comfy clothes. That's what's hilarious about you.
I'm in comfy clothes all the time.
No, comfy clothes are like sweatpants and no bras.
Now
you don't wear bras,
but
sweatpants. I know. So
what happens if a house burns down? I gotta be able to rescue you somehow.
I don't need rescuing.
Dave Hersey lives in fucking New Hampshire.
Can't call him. Rescuing?
Probably.
No, I know how to break a window.
Just fucking grabs a shotgun and starts shooting windows out.
No, I don't even need a shotgun. I'm going to take the little table that my humidifier's on. I'm going to break it.
Want to hear a funny story?
I don't know. Do I?
Today is the 50th anniversary of email.
What?
Email came out
when I was 1?
Came out in 1971.
Email literally.
The first email was sent in 1971.
Was it all DOS system?
I don't even know what it was, but even the original dude that created email doesn't know what the email was because he goes, I think I just hit like a bunch of buttons.
That guy can't still be alive.
Yeah, he's alive. It was 1971.
No, that's true. That's like my brother's age.
Yeah, 1970. He's like 80 years old. It's not
but
that
he
long.
could if he was 30.
He's like 80 years old.
Okay.
So think about that, right? So this is why I asked you to bring your phone up.
A little bit.
Right? So I currently in my Gmail account.
Oh, good gravy. You
have
don't even want to know.
11,110 emails.
Take a guess.
30,000.
No, half.
15,000.
I used to be at 20,000. I started clearing shit out.
I get a new fucking email.
I keep one to put like when I sign up for some sort of like something other, and I know they're going to send 50,000 emails saying you should buy this. I use one email, and then for the important stuff, I use another email.
Right.
I have gotten to the point though now where if an email pops up and I never look at it, like I heard Ernie is this thing where you can put your receipts in and they'll pay you money. It's way too much trouble. I kept getting emails that was like, hey, did you know you could do this
every
yesterday?
Fucking minute?
Every day.
Yeah.
I finally hit it and I was like, unsubscribe. What cracks me up is they're like, it could take 10 days. I'm like, bitch, if it took me 10 days to give you money, you'd be
10
pissed.
seconds to give it. Yeah.
If I took 10 days to give you what you wanted, would not fly. But so I
this is kind of the funny part about it.
15,894.
15,894.
So basically 16.
And basically all of them are
16,000 emails.
Yep. So it says this is kind of it's an article that was written by the Toronto Star. And it says email is basically after studying social effects of email for several years, some experts are convinced that email is bad. It's a curse.
No.
Work emails. I mean, so like from work,
even work emails are.
So we've got work, like our emails, Slack now, Then you have
Skype,
Instant
which is
Messenger,
still right there.
right? You've got Instant Messenger, your Skype. What other channels? We use Asana and Rally.
We don't. Thank
There's
goodness.
all these
we
other
used to use
boards
Asana,
things,
and then when Rally, well, we have Rally, but you don't really message in Rally.
You don't, but you do in Slack and you do in some other things, right? So it says it just clashes with our fundamental human wiring to have a nonstop piling up of communication from our group members that we can't keep up with. Right. And sometimes that's how it feels. Right. I'll come into work on a Monday sometimes.
Especially when you come back from fucking vacation.
And you have 400.
Forget about it. I'm like,
million.
If it
literally like 500.
If it doesn't have an exclamation mark, you're not important. You will get back to me if you need me to.
Well, no, you're important. No. Put that out there. So it says it's common. I mean, this is normal for me. It's common to send and receive about 100 emails a day. So send 30 anymore, or 40 or 50 and
sometimes I am.
In the morning, I'll have 50 or 60 emails by the morning, right? So 2018 study found that about half of users check their email and instant messages every six minutes or so.
No.
I check my email probably 20 times a day.
Nope.
In a 9-hour day.
Nope. I maybe check it 4.
And then I check
every quarter of the
times a day, because that's where a lot of my communication comes.
If you really need me, you're going to Slack me or IM me.
Right. It says no matter how much the frontal cortex tells us it's okay, we don't have to answer these emails right away. There's a deeper part of our brain that's constantly worried about.
I don't have that one. I don't have that deeper part of my brain. I don't.
You're a sociopath or something?
Yes, apparently.
You've murdered multiple people.
If it means not checking my email, then yes. I don't. Unless, so what
does emailing, I know you don't, like, you've actually been able to do this really cool thing this year, which is like separate yourself from like social media quite a bit.
Right. Actually. No, I had to.
Which is good. I mean, I'm not going to ever.
Oh, you give me shit sometimes, but.
Well, you have to go on like once we have run a fucking podcast. Like, you got to be able to interact.
Castro, you got to get on there, fucker. Like, I really don't.
You got to do something once in a while, but you don't.
And we're still alive.
Barely.
And breathing.
But anyway, it's like, so, but you stack all of these things up.
Right.
And that's why I'm really envious of you, because you're able to separate yourself. I live on email.
So here's what I do. Do you want to know what I do?
What?
I get to work. I open it. I'm like, okay, so let me look at what came in from the time I logged off to log on. And I literally look at the name and the topic, and I'll be like, yep, need to look at that one. The other 5, don't need to look at. Okay, need to look at that one. The other 5, I don't need. So I've lived at now 2 of 20.
So none of these people are important?
Not important enough for me to be like, I've got to answer you back. I must answer you back.
No, it's just kind of a funny thing. Everybody treats it a little bit differently. So I don't know.
So we all know I suffer from anxiety, right? So I have to pick and choose the things that I'm going to let me drive to the edge. Mm-hmm. Email is not one of them, because a boss, one of my directors once told me that said, if you are in the CC line, I wouldn't even look at it, because if it was important enough, they would have put you in the 2 line, and the CC line means if you want to take a look.
I like that theory. I get CC'd on a lot of shit. Some of it's
if
important.
You want to take a look, it's here for you to look. But if you really needed me to take a look at it, bitches should have put me in the 2 line. You should have made me the queen I am and put me in the 2 line. I'm a little buzzed, so don't mind me.
That's fine. Remember we talked about this a little bit ago, so we're switching up stories now. Remember the image, or the
digital.
I saw that article transfer
too. And I thought, why is this still haunting me?
So it's coming up right now. It should be up here in just a second. So it's called non-fungible transfer, NFT. Non-fungible transfers, right? So it's where you're using blockchain transfers and stuff like that.
Oh, Amanda's watching us, and now ND is watching us now too. Look,
nice.
People. What?
Good. So you've got this artist. His name's Beeple.
Okay.
So guys, sorry if
it's still glitching. We're better than we were, but
getting it fixed.
Apparently,
so it's called NFT digital art. We talked about this a couple weeks ago,
and I'm not a fan of it.
Somebody made like $20 million in like 10 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, I thought it was more than that, but yeah.
So this dude sold this piece of art.
I saw it.
That's a piece of art.
I saw it.
It's 5,000 individual art.
Pictures of people.
He said he's never missed a day of putting out a piece of digital art. And sometimes he would get like people, he would sell it for $1 and people would sell it for 50.
Okay. So let me ask you, these are pictures of people, right?
No, these are all individual drawings, and it's digital art.
So he's adding something every day is what he's saying.
For 5,000 days, for 10 years, whatever it is, over 10 years.
That would be dedication right there.
So he's done it, and it's the piece, this art piece is called Every Day's the First 5,000. He made $69 million off of that fucking thing you're looking at right there. It should at least look like Marilyn Monroe or some shit.
Roger Rabbit.
Right?
Like, what's her name from Roger Rabbit?
Fucking whatever her name is. Right? You could probably reorganize
you know
that.
what? I could literally take pictures of people and put them together, and it would look exactly like that. Like little baby squares of everybody's individual pictures.
You've probably got 5,000.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've probably got 5,000 pictures on my phone.
If you go over my cloud, I probably have way more than that just from vacations alone.
I think we should try and do this.
I'm going to let you do it then, baby. You knock yourself out.
I'm just going to put every single photo.
If you make 69 million, I will do a lot of good things for you, to you.
Nice.
If you make 69 million.
So basically you're saying you're going to whore me out.
No, I'm going to whore myself to you if you make $69 million. Oh.
Okay. Hey, I'm down.
All things are on the table if you make $69 million.
So anyway, it's just an interesting thing. It's like it comes down to
I'm very secure in my faith that you will make $69 million.
But we were talking about the whole fact that like you can get a bounce pass or a fucking layup or something like that as a digital piece of art.
Right.
Right? And it's a digital signature.
You could get me busting my ass because I slipped on something and be like, that's digital art right there because I got it
3 seconds
just
of it,
perfect.
And somebody's willing to buy it. It's all about what somebody's willing to buy. Yeah. But this guy's, his artist name is Beeple. He's got a whole nother name.
Beeple.
And yeah, Beeple, something like that. Anyway, but I thought it was kind of an interesting.
I just still feel like it's not really art. I mean,
but if you went in and looked at them all, like I'll show you later.
Okay.
You go in and look at them. They're pretty cool. Some of his shit is really, really cool. Most of it's
can
really,
you
really cool.
zone in on it? And that's when you can look at each individual piece, or can you only look at it as one big blurry piece?
I don't know if like at $69 million, you get access to all 5,000
because I feel like you should.
For $69 million? Yeah. Like I'd want to own his soul for $69 million, right? I'm going to pay you. You're going to do my dishes. You're going to come brush my dog.
You're going to do a lot more than that for $69 million. I'm going to get dirty.
You read too many of them books.
I do read a lot of those books.
God damn.
And I did put a really good book review out there, guys. I don't usually do that, but I did today because I really did. What I put on Facebook
Share the
or
book
what?
Or whatever.
Oh,
yeah,
the
it's
book,
it's out on the Bars Open page.
Yeah, totally.
Bars Open with
was
Beth and Greg on
and
Facebook.
It was funny because it went against most things that I do because I normally I have this thing where I'm like, it's got to be at least 350 reviews of 4.5 stars or higher. And this one only had, God, what's it doing? Nope, not publish. I need posts. This one had
118 or something like that. Yeah. But I think it's cool. You shouted her out.
I did. 118 really interesting story. So I was like, fuck it. I'll read it.
And the cool thing about the books you read, they're by like, I don't want to say no name authors, but very small authors.
So this one,
small is whatever you want to call that.
She's been writing for about 4 years.
Okay.
So she's not super huge established.
Yeah. Not a large.
She had, if I'm thinking, she's a stay-at-home mom. She has 2 degrees.
Like taekwondo and jiu-jitsu?
No, like she was a science and a biology or something like that.
So
I was like,
she's
wicked smart. But she wanted to take care of her family. So she got into reading on her spare time. And that reading, I'm still not going to write, but that reading drove her to write because she was like, I think I could do this. And so
write
she
sexy
did
novels.
Sexy
books. Sexy books.
But this one was a really good story.
Chuck reads all the sexy books. He writes them too.
Rebound with Me. It was it was a good story. I read it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I finished it in a day. And I just felt like I needed to shout her out. And then I added her to the post. And she literally responded, which I think is kind of
pretty cool
because most of them don't. She said, oh, cool. Thank you so much. I love writing Vince and Nina's story. And that's the characters. Mm-hmm. That's the main characters. And I'm now excited to read more of her books, regardless of how many ratings she has on it. Some of them have 430. Some of them have 600. Some of them have 118.
It's good.
I enjoyed it. And it wasn't because I've gotten to the point where some of these books give me a lot of angst. So I can't I can't finish them. I started reading one and the first one was good. And I
start sweating from
got
it
through
or
it
whatever.
by the hair of my chinny chin chin. And I was like, okay. And I downloaded and paid for the second one. I was like, I can't do it. Like,
you're not in that space.
No,
it's like that 4th of July.
If I was that nervous and that uncomfortable reading it, because we've had this conversation before and you were like, you literally need to not read those books that give you that much anxiety because I have to live with you. And I was like, no, you're absolutely right. And so yeah,
you should be reading for enjoyment. I mean, there's one thing if you can,
right.
Like she doesn't like any movies that have like stress.
No. If they're super anxious and like super suspenseful.
Like a horror movie is one thing.
Right. But if it's too much like,
yeah, you just can't deal it. Yeah, which is fine. I mean,
but hers was just enough to make it interesting, but not overly.
Right.
And I even try the pep talk. Sometimes I'm like, bitch, you know, they're going to end up together. Why are you sweating the small stuff? Just read the story. But this one was,
I don't know what's going on with that.
But anyways,
we just went red face on our thing.
I
don't mean that in like any derogatory way. Like
we went red picture.
Red. Yeah, red
picture.
Red screen. Red screen.
But I did think it was cool that she responded back too. So I'm going to continue to read her books. I will continue.
She responded back to you, not me.
Yeah. Well, it was on the bars open, so she responded.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. I think it's cool. I think it's great to share that shit with other people, and
especially right now, we need stuff to do. Right.
And you know what? It's like you think about it, and people put a lot of energy into those things.
Well, this is her passion.
That's her passion, and it takes a lot of work to.
We had this conversation. Her name is
Shout her out.
I will. Hold on, real quick. Her name is Kaylee Loring. Kaylee, Kayley Loring. The name of the book is Rebound with Me. I downloaded another one of her books. I'm trying to like break up my authors instead of reading 4 books in the same series all at once to keep it interesting. I'm breaking them up a little bit. Her next book I am reading is called, when I get to it, it's called Come Back to Bed.
Oh, that's a sexy book.
The dude on the cover is sexy. Hello.
I think the computer, like something took some acid or something, because it's going like red and doing all sorts of fun shit now.
Trippy. All right, well, let's wrap it up then, shall we?
Hey, we'll jam through. Yep, we've got a couple. We'll
all
just
about
jump
the chairs. So it's hilarious that 17,000, I think they're saying closer to 20,000 people now watch the...
20,000 people?
Mm-hmm. 20 million. I'm sorry. 20 million people watch the Harry and Meghan interview. Here's what's funny. The biggest star of the show was the fucking chairs they were sitting on. People are buying those left and right to the point where they have sold out. They were inexpensive too. They're $554 a pair, which... I mean, this is their house. You would think they spent more than that since her dress was $4,900. But
you see, I thought it was $900 or $9,400.
No, $4,900. But what's funny is it's Christopher Knight who was in the Brady Bunch. He was the middle son. What was his name? The middle son?
Peter.
But that is the big star. They have sold out of those to the point where they're not going to make any more. The Walmart knockoffs look exactly the same. They were $300 a pair. They have sold out of theirs. Then they started trying to show like, if you couldn't buy these, and they look nothing like it. But I'm like, damn, I mean, that's how, I mean, these people, if you could have that be your first chair you ever made and get in an interview like that, you are set now, because now I want to go look at this Christopher dude's line of furniture and be like, I want that, and I want that, and I want that. So it's kind of cool that was the big winner. Winner, chicken dinner.
I don't know. It's interesting. I've seen some fun ass memes about that though.
Oh, I told you about the meme with her shirt, her dress, right? Because she had lotus flowers on it.
Yeah, share that one. That's
so she has lotus
hilarious.
flowers on her dress that are like right over her boob, right? And somebody blanked them out, and so she's just wearing a black dress, and Oprah's asking her a question, and all of a sudden you hear caca.
Oh, it's a video.
It's a meme or GIF or whatever you call them,
okay.
Where the bird shits on her, and that's the design that comes out. And I was like, that's fucking phenomenal, since that dress is $4,900. Who at $4,900? They're so hard up for money right now.
I'm telling you. I don't know. So the funny part about the internet right now, I just ran a speed test.
Okay.
We were at 40.
Right.
We just got a 0.5.
Shut the fuck up.
I hate the internet in Texas. I want to murder everything about the internet in Texas.
That's very generic. Like, that's very general. I mean, you hate the internet in Texas? I don't think everybody in Texas has this problem. I think it's just Hello Ty has this problem.
Starlink. I'm just going to call Elon directly.
Hey,
so feel good.
Hook me up.
My feel good was the internet almost worked. And that's all I'm going to say. Next. On to you.
You've got to watch the video to appreciate it, but 600 drones.
Did you post it?
Not yet, but I will. 600 drones recreate Van Gogh's famous painting in dazzling starry night show. They broke a record. They broke a Guinness World Record. It's really cool. It's all done with drones. The video's a little long, so I'll just post it, but it's worth watching because you can see all the work they put into it. It's really cool.
Right on. Cool. So a couple today's in history. This is it is Women's Month. Women's History Month, right? So I want to throw this one out there. So this is
ladies.
Susan B. Anthony was born in 1820. She died today in 1906. If you're not familiar with who's Susan B. Anthony, I think a lot of people know her from the coin.
I don't know her besides the coin, but she's on the coin.
She's kind of important to you in all women. She was basically the pioneer of the Women's Suffrage Act or movement. The right for women to vote.
Like when you say it, it rings a bell. It probably was like in history that I was like
in your local and federal elections, right? Cool. So basically, she paved the way for the 19th Amendment, which gave women the right to vote. So kind of a big deal. Yeah, she got arrested. She paid fines of back then.
Can you imagine
like $100 back then.
What's so amazing is because a lot of that stuff is happening now in foreign nations where women legitimately for the last gazillion years have never been able to have a voice, and they're finally getting
so think about that. It's just like really cool. One of those things, right? And there's a lot of other women. She was just kind of one of the pioneers of it, so it's pretty cool. And then today in 1781 Uranus was discovered.
I wasn't even born yet.
So anyway, by William Herschel discovered Uranus.
I'm so proud of myself right now.
You learn something every day here on the show. I'm telling you. The internet does suck, D. I thought it was good.
It was good for about 5 minutes.
And then one last thing.
It was good for 2.5 days. You said it was even good this afternoon.
Fuck yeah, it was great.
I don't
so
know.
Hey, one last thing.
Maybe people are uploading a shit ton at nighttime.
I think it's the people. No, I can see the frames. It doesn't matter. Fuck it. Hey, Marvin Hagler, if you're into boxing... If you were into boxing, I was into boxing when I was a kid, right? Because I mean, I'm old enough to not have had MMA around. When I was real young, Marvin Hagler, he was a middleweight boxer. He died today at 61 years old. He was 67 and 3. Back then, they didn't know about traumatic brain injuries and everything else. I don't know the cause of death, but
right. I mean,
that's a lot of boxing. He's 67 and 3 with 52 KOs.
Fuck.
He was never knocked out. Biggest fights you saw were like Tommy Hearns. I think it was Tommy Hearns. And then Sugar Ray Leonard. Right? Those are huge fights that I remember. My dad was a huge boxing fan and stuff like that. So there were some great fights, but yeah, it kind of it's one of those things. It's, he's young, but anyway, so hey, go out and make the fire. Thank you so much for hanging in there with us.
Especially with the Shy-Tai internet.
Well, I'll post up a better video later on, or I'm just going to fucking let this one go. I'm tired of it. Be good to each other. Ian, come get a beer. Evan Haley, we miss you. Think about you often. Military first responders. Dave Hersey, God damn it. You're the man. First responders, frontline folks, without you guys, fucking people die and shit. So honestly,
it goes way beyond our podcast.
Yeah, it's way beyond this, but we thank you so much and have a great
week. We'll see you on